What's up guys, Ivan Carranza here and welcome to Bass Tone Tuesday. Today we're gonna compare the solo sound of a recorded bass DI against the final mixed version of that recorded DI track. And then you're gonna listen to how the bass sounds also in the full mix. You're gonna be listening to my Dingwall Super P going into my Noble DI, and you're gonna listen to two different samples, one played with fingers and the other one played with a pick. Let's check out those samples and then we're gonna discuss things a little bit.
With a losing draw. I'm getting through to no one. I'm fully loaded and ready to blow. Ready to blow.
I think it's important to listen to this kind of things because, we spend a lot of time practicing on our own, trying to dial in a really great sound. And sometimes when you have dialed in your sound and you go to band practice or to a show, your bass is inaudible or it doesn't really fit the mix, because when you're dialing in tones on your own, you might be boosting some frequencies that are covering up space of other instruments. And then the mixing engineer has to, somehow make it work, or you may be cutting some frequencies that, make the bass sound really good on its own, maybe like scooping some mids, maybe too much scoop. And then when you're in a mix, you're completely lost. So hearing how a bass starts in the recording process, a completely clean DI, then also how the finalized version of that bass track sounds like, and then the full mix, I think that gives you some idea of, okay, I actually didn't perceive the bass to sound like that in the complete mix, but when you separate that and you're listening to how much, treble content it has, how much mid content it has, how much bottom end, how compressed it is, those are things that help you to dial in sounds in the future. And maybe you're a bit surprised that the bass sounds actually maybe kind of nasty in some parts when you solo it in the final mix version, but when you put it on the track, it just fits the overall mix, because maybe you do need to boost some nasty frequencies to make the bass cut through and feel the way you want it to feel. And also you might be surprised that on its own, it is much more distorted than the way you perceive it in the full recording. So having saturation, having overdrive, it doesn't have to be like a full-blown distortion, but those are things that help you to fit in the overall mix, whether you're playing soul or you're playing heavy metal. a little bit of saturation goes a long way. If you don't believe me, just go to YouTube and search for isolated bass tracks, and you can search for things like James Jamerson even, or Paul McCartney, and the bass is gonna be a bit distorted, and you might be surprised about that because in the recording it sounds completely clean, but the saturation makes the sound fit overall. Maybe you don't need as much EQ as you're currently using, or maybe you do need to bump up here and there some frequencies because the bass is sounding too flat, so to speak. Also, something very important to mention is that it all starts with the technique. If the technique and your playing is not right, you're gonna have to do some, audio surgery to your track or to your performance to make it sound good for the mix, whether you're recording or playing live. So getting the sound right at the source, and I know I'm repeating myself to other Bass on Tuesday videos, but getting the sound right at the source, so your hand and your bass, or your pick and your bass, is the key element, because after that, if your signal is consistent, it is solid, and the performance feels and sounds good, adding EQ and morphing the signal is a lot easier than trying to fight a poor source tone and poor performance. I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know in the comments what has been your experience when dialing in your own sound. And also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the content that's coming to the channel. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.